Hi Stampers, this is Lisa and I'm here with another Facebook Live, and today we're going to be working on some Halloween treats, one of them being this little candy bar holder. It holds a little Hershey bar. Probably would hold the milk chocolate better than the one with the nuts because the nuts have a little bit of an arch to them, but this is our cute little holder and I'm going to show you today how to make it, and we're going to make it with our new Cauldron Bubble stamp set and the coordinating framelets that go with it, and also the designer series papers. So we're going to look at some fun new products and create some little goodies. So thanks for joining me. So here we are down on the workspace, and like I said, this is just a little holder for a chocolate bar, and I did it using the designer series paper and our framelets. I was kind of in a hurry. I was just planning my Facebook Live event half an hour ago. So I kind of went ahead and just cut them out with the framelets, and that's one of the things I want to show you while you're here. The designer series paper that coordinates with this stamp set comes with these cute patterns, and of course all of our patterns are double-sided, and so there'll be the cauldron and the hat and the bats, the ghosts, pumpkins, and then on the other side there's some smaller prints. So they're very versatile, and like I was saying before, on one of my other Facebook Live videos, is on the back of the designer series paper it mentions, like right in here, what coordinating colors will work with this. So I picked my cardstock straight off the back so that we could coordinate and match with this. So we're going to be working with Gorgeous Grape and Granny Apple Green, and then this is some of our new glimmer paper out of the holiday catalog. So let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to show you what I was talking about on the framelets. So see, this is the hats, and a lot of our designer series paper will match the framelets that come with the stamp set. So you can either stamp the image and cut it out with the framelet, or you can just line up the framelet directly over a piece of the designer series paper and cut that out as well. So we've got the hat, and we have the cauldron, so that will cut out any one of these. And then the girl. Now the girl, I was able to cut her out because she was down here on the bottom, because it only does one of her poses. So if you look, this one, it doesn't quite line up, but it lines up with some of our others. Let's see, that one. So see, this one lines up perfectly with her hand stuck out on both sides, but it doesn't match up with these others, or when the hat's going the other way. But I kind of lucked out, and one down here at the bottom, it lines up on there really well, so I was able to die cut her from the bottom, and then I just lined her feet up at the bottom as if I was cutting them off on purpose, so I'm not missing much of her shoe. Hi Janet, hi Christy, thanks for joining me. We're going to be making this really cute little treat. Let's see, I'm going to start out with a piece of cardstock. This is Gorgeous Grape, and it is cut to 6" by 6 3/4. And so I'm going to put this into our trimmer. Now our trimmer has marks at every 1/4 inch, and then this one will slide back and forth and cut, and this one slides back and forth to score. So today we're going to be scoring this one. I've already cut it, and we're going to score at 3 inches, and then again at 3 1/4. And so that's going to give us our basis. So then I'll just be able to fold on there. So we'll just crease these and burnish it with the bone folder. And then I'm going to bring in our envelope punch board. And the envelope punch board will help us to do the little notches at the top. So I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to punch this at 3. So I'm going to just line it up with the 3-inch mark over here, and then I'm going to push down on the punch. Then I'm going to slide this over. I don't know if you can see, but right in there, I'm going to line it up with the edge just in there, kind of halfway, and then punch that out. And so that gives me the little half of a notch over there, and then the full one over here. Then I'm going to rotate it this way, and I'm going to do the same thing. So here I'm going to go 3, and then slide it all the way over and do that little half. Okay, so that's part way there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with our trimmer again, and then I'm going to take this part with the straight edge, and I'm going to line it down here on, if you push all the way down here, make sure that you're straight, and then I'm going to put the little notch, the bottom of it, right in the track where the blade goes back and forth, and this time I'm going to cut. And so that'll just move off that part. And then I'm going to come over here and do this side. And so there we have our basis. Of course, the other one I had done the designer series paper on it. Let's see, I want that to be cut at 6 3/4. And I probably should have glued it on first and then gone in with the punch and punched it off. But I got a little ahead of myself. So I'm going to come in and do that really quickly. I'm using the liquid glue, again, because I want it to be able to move around a little bit. I use the snail most often, but if I need it to have a little bit of wiggle time, I'll go ahead with the liquid glue, because that lets you move it around some before it gets its real solid hold. That way I can make sure I've got all of the edges lined up and that everything's straight. And then we would come in and trim this off. Like I said, if I had done this first, you would just be going ahead and punching both the designer series paper and the cardstock at the same time. So there's the front of our little candy bar holder. And then I came in, like I said, with the Granny Apple Green and the glimmer paper. Wiggle it around, make sure it's straight. And then adhere it to the front. So there's our basis. Then I've got this piece for the inside, and this is 6 inch by 1 5/8. And then I'm going to score this one at 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch on both sides. And this is going to be my holder to the inside. And so that's what's going to hold the candy bar in here. Now I could go ahead and decorate this up. So we could do a strip of that, or we could do a strip of the ghosts. Or we could just stamp some ghosts and cut them out and lay them down like that. But let's see. I like the little spiders. I thought they were cute. I like them much better on designer series paper than I like them in my house. They're cute on the designer series paper, not so much in my house. Okay. So you can see once the designer series paper is glued down, they kind of fold as one. So that's going to attach to the inside. And then I can either use the liquid glue or I can come in with the Terran tape. The Terran tape has a very secure hold and has an instant contact to it. So there's one side. Oh, if you get a chance today, pop on over to the clearance rack. They have updated that with lots of new stuff. Well, new to the clearance rack. It's some stuff that was retired previously and is on there at a significant discount. So if you want to save some money and pick up some new stuff, head on over to my blog at queenbeecreations.net and then shop and then click the clearance aisle, the clearance rack. And there'll be lots of good stuff. One of the things they did add to it was this fast fuse, which is something we had and we're having some issues with, so we discontinued it. And then the manufacturer came back and said, oh, by the way, we have this excess inventory, we'll sell it to you for cheap. So they do have some extra fast fuse, but I don't expect it to be there long. And so there's our little holder, and the candy bar will slide right in there. What I did with the other one is I folded it back and taped down the little flaps. Are we doing okay with the the microphone today? It's not giving us some feedback. I know last week it was sounding awful. Hopefully that's better this week. So there, that's going to slide right in there. Oh, and then I also stamped a greeting out of our set. I picked the Happy Halloween. I'm going to line it up on our grid paper to make sure it's straight. Come in with some Memento Black. And there we have it. So that's all together. Now let me show you what I was talking about with the Big Shot. Let me bring that over here. I'm going to use the magnetic platform, and then like I said, I'm going to use this little girl out of the corner. And then one of the cauldrons. And then I can bring in the framelets. And the nice thing about the magnetic framelit, or the magnetic platform, is it kind of grips the thinlets or the framelets so that you get a really good contact and they don't slide around much. Some people may say that when they have really teeny tiny framelets, like if you were working with the frog, he may jump around a little bit because he's trying to find a magnet. There's circular magnets within the platform, and he will try to gravitate towards one of the circles. So if he wants to move, just move the paper and he will stick just fine. So see, there we have it. It's all cut out. And then we can just adhere this to the front. And there you have it. There's your little candy bar holder. This would be great for just a small little gift for giving to maybe somebody at work, or the hairdresser, the mailman, any of those people that you really want to give something to but you don't want to break the bank on, because they just come out really cute, and they're of course handmade, and handmade's always a good thing, right? It shows people that you really care. Another little goodie, I'm going to come in and show you one more. Somebody had asked, I had volunteered, I guess, one of my things to tell you how I made the little pumpkins out of punch art. And somebody said, yeah, I want to know how to do that. So today we're going to learn how to do that. I do these on cards, but today I'm going to do it on a treat holder since we're talking treats today. So this piece of paper is 8 inches by 2 inches, and I've scored it at 3 1/4 and 4 3/4. And so that's just going to be our base. And then I've got our scalloped tag topper punch. And I'm going to place this in here. Again, I always look from the back, make sure I've got it all centered and in there square. And what these do is they hold a Tootsie Pop. So we'll be able to put this in here. A little stapler. This is a Stampin' Up! Stapler we used to carry. We don't anymore, but you could use glue dots or you could use another stapler. But then that gives you our base. You can use a little bit of corded ribbon to decorate it up. We'll feed that through here. There we go. To get it to actually go. Okay, so there's our little ribbon, and then we just come on this side and make a bow. Of course, you could fidget with it and make it a little more straight and clean, but then you would just be able to just stick that right on the front and you've got a really cute little pop holder. So how I did this pumpkin is really easy. You can use ovals or you can use circles depending on the shape you want for your pumpkin. This one I actually did in round, and I did that by using one of our circle punches, and you could make various size pumpkins based on the various size circles that you use. Okay, there's another circle punch here. somewhere. Here we go. So we have various size pumpkins that you can make based on the size that you use. This was kind of a larger one. We can do a medium size one. We can do a small one. But you just want to punch out 3 circles or 3 ovals. And then I use one of our little sponge daubers, which fit like right on the top of your finger. And then the pumpkin pie ink, because it's a pumpkin pie cardstock. I wanted to come in and accent it just to give it a little bit of extra definition around the edges. Just makes it pop a little bit. Are you guys still out there watching? One of the things I want to tell you is today's, let's see, Monday. So if you want to comment or share or give me some feedback on my Facebook Live video, comment on today's, yikes. Comment on today's post, this Facebook Live video. And then I will be doing a drawing out of everybody who comments and giving away a free little goodie. I hope this isn't giving me issues. You're not hearing a reverb, are you? My laptop's over here making noise. I'm hoping it's not interfering with my microphone. I'll put that to sleep. But I'm just sponging the edges, again giving it some definition. Close the laptop. Maybe that will help. So then we're ready to assemble our pumpkin part. And I've brought over the leaf punch because that's what I was using for the leaf and the stem. I just took some green cardstock and punched out some leaves. And then I took the brown and punched out the top, and I'm going to flip that upside down and make that our stem. So I don't need the whole thing. You can see I just need pieces of it. And so then I can take a glue dot and I'm just going to adhere it to the back. So now I've got a stem popping out of there. And then I'm going to take a leaf. Again, you only need one. And I'm just using a glue dot again. And then I'm going to, oops, on this side. I'm going to line it up. You know, just letting it hang over just a little bit, just giving it kind of a 3D look for the pumpkin. So you can see it's just over a tad. And then I've already got that one, so you can come in and now we have a pumpkin. For the little swirl thing, all I did was I took like a tiniest strip, I cut it with the scissors, just a teeny little strip of the green, and then I wrapped it around this is my tweezers. Earlier I did it around the piercing tool. Just something to give it some curvature to it. Yeah, if you have quilling tools around, that would work great too. So now I have this little curly Q. And this one's probably kind of long, so I can probably make 2 of it out of there. And I just took a little bit of glue, or a glue dot, on the end, and then stuck it just in between the layers. And so there you go. There's one of our pumpkins. Now I'm starting to get paranoid. I hope that sound didn't do that echo we got last week. I'm so sorry about that. I can't tell it's happening on this end, and I don't really know what caused it. So I need you guys to give me feedback and tell me when it's acting wonky so that I can correct it. And I thought I had turned off the speaker on my laptop, but I must have touched it with something when I was laying down pieces we'd already used over there. Here's our little glue dot. You just fidget with it a little. You know, vines are kind of wonky anyway. They're not real consistent, but you get the idea. And then here we would have the smallest pumpkin. And they would just stick on the front of this. So there you have it. 2 different Halloween treats. And again, you can change this up a little bit. You know, they don't have to be Halloween. Obviously, chocolate's good any time of the year, right? So you could change up that candy bar holder and make it any holiday or birthday or thank you or whatever theme you wanted to give it. But I hope you enjoyed the tutorials. If you like this kind of thing, I am offering online classes that go a little more in depth, where I do some more, maybe not really more complex projects, but more in-depth projects, more pieces. Like I just did a cookie cutter Christmas class that I put online. You could still have time to register for that. I cut out all of the pieces ahead of time, so all of the cardstock is done up ahead of time. Everything's pre-cut, ready to go. And you can order just the tutorials and the videos, which also comes with access to the virtual classroom, which is a Facebook group that I have started where I will post the videos and the tutorials and some how-tos and some tricks. But if you order it with the pre-cut materials, everything comes in a bag ready to go, and so everything is pre-punched and pre-cut and everything. So you just follow along and you have everything here that you need to complete your projects. This makes a dozen Christmas cards using the Cookie Cutter Christmas stamp set and punch. So I encourage you to take a look at that. And I also will have some further classes coming up. I've got some ideas running around in my head, but again, if there's something that you're looking for, that you have interest in, that, you know, say you want to make Halloween cards, or you want to make stocking stuffers, or you want to make birthday cards, you know, let me know. That's what I'm here for. You tell me what you're interested in, and I make it happen. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.